welcome to the Fridge Game News. I'm your host, Mr. 6507, and I apologize for the lack of videos last weekend, but I had a lot of matters to attend to. Now, of course, it seems like this video is coming 2 days early. That's on purpose. 2 days ago, Sony had their big press conference announcing the PS4. This video will be focused on the console itself and its hardware and those features. If you want to know about the games, check out tomorrow's episode where I'll be covering the rest of the gaming news to go around for the last 2 weeks. In keeping with the rest of the news shows, let's debunk and confirm the various myths that we have so far. As for the console hardware, number one question is, does it have an octo-core? Yes sir, it has an octopus running it. That's 8 cores. It has been confirmed. What about PC architecture? It is running on x86 architecture, which means that it is basically a PC. The PS3 ran on the Cell architecture, which means that it was running on a PowerPC processor. x86, PC processor. Cell, PowerPC processor. Different beasts. Is it running on 8 GB of RAM? Why yes. Yes it is. So what kind of graphics card is in it? Is it a PC graphics card? Why yes, it is a PC graphics card. Thank you for noticing. It runs at 2 teraflops approximately. What about the secret sauce chip that you talk so much about? Well, that chip is not a coprocessor for the graphics card. It is a coprocessor to handle the streaming and downloading of various bits of everything from the internet while you're playing a game, to keep some of the load off the main processor. What about the controller? Well, for the controller, we must move to the desk view and break out the masking tape, for we'll be doing quite a bit of labeling. What is this? This is the PlayStation DualShock 2 controller for the PlayStation 2. It is the standard controller and set the guidelines for pretty much every PS2 and PS3 controller. It is simple. Bow to it. And with a bit of masking tape and the scissors of purple power, we can turn it into the DualShock 4. Okay, with a lot of perspiration, a little ingenuity, and some imagination, we now have the DualShock 4 controller. Now, as you might have noticed, this is not a DualShock 3 controller because I bought an Xbox. But I will be showing you how things have changed. Starting with the start and select button, they have been removed completely. And the PlayStation button has been moved. It is now down here, as you can see. The start and select buttons have become one button. It is now the options button, located up here at the top right. Now the main improvement and the main thing that you will notice when you look at a DualShock 4 is that it has been increased about 125 times compared to the normal controller. That is because it has a touchpad in the middle. It looks like the PlayStation Vita back and the touchpad on that. However, it reminds me sort of what a laptop touchpad would be. If you look to the left, you will see a button up here labeled Share. This allows you to do the unthinkable. You can stream your console straight to the internet. This is through Ustream. Sony has partnered with them in this. However, we do not know how well this will work. I imagine it will work gloriously if you have fast internet, like any other thing. Now, one of the other main things you will notice if you hold up a DualShock 4 is the right handle and the left handle are now replaced with rubber for your gripping enjoyment. The other thing you will notice are that the joysticks have been indented. As such, I will show an explanation. This is an Xbox 360 controller. Notice how the joysticks are indented. The problem is that many complain that their fingers fall off the joysticks because they simply are not grippy enough alone with just this, and they are not comfortable enough. Therefore, indent them, because it fits your thumb, because it makes sense. Finally, if we look at the front/back, whichever you would like to call it, of the controller, we see that there is a thing called the color bar. Now the color bar is the same thing as the giant ball on top of the PlayStation Move controller. That means that whatever you are doing with this, be it moving it side to side or up and down, the bar, which kind of looks like the Kinect that is included with the console, will see what your controller is doing and use it as sort of a impromptu PlayStation Move controller. So if you're playing a game and you want to turn to the right or something, you could fling your controller to the right. And this controller also has the ability that it has the 6-axis ability, that it has 3 axes of rotation and a accelerometer in it. So essentially you have your Move controller combined with your regular controller. Now the PS4 is compatible with the Move controllers, and those may be getting an update, but I doubt it, so it'll be closer to what the Wii U has, being able to use the old Wiimotes. Other than that, I think my imagination was good enough to make my DualShock 2 into a DualShock 4 controller. See? Who needs DualShock 4 when you have DualShock 2? Now finally for the software and operating system architecture. Because the console is running on x86 processor architecture, PS3 games are no longer compatible with it. Therefore, backwards compatibility on the console is a no-go. However, Sony has already foreseen the future and knows that we all want to go back and play our old games on the new consoles. So they have hooked up with a company they just bought and will be bringing cloud streaming for backwards compatibility in the future. As for the cross-media bar, it will be going by the wayside as a new feature takes over, which kind of looks like it, but brings a little bit of the Windows 8 atmosphere to it. With the addition of the secret sauce streaming button, you can take videos of your games, upload them straight to YouTube, stream them to Ustream, or stream them to your friends where they can commentate on it. Kind of like what the original cloud streaming idea was. This means that the amount of social media created by your gaming consoles will increase exponentially in the coming years. Finally, for the last bit of details about the PS4, it will be coming out in holiday 2013. So check it out sometime around then. I'll be continuing with my coverage of it, and I will let you guys know when we finally see the actual console itself. Right now, I imagine it's running in some kind of PC case in some guy's basement in some place named Sony. But that's it for this episode of the Fridge Gaming News, guys. But remember, stay cool with the fridge.